Hey guys, it's John, small time bookseller. I am here with another video. Hope you don't mind. Gonna occupy your little looking device for a minute or two here, and hopefully you're gonna like it because I've got some news, some interesting news. Should I tell you now? No, I'll make you wait. And we've got a bunch of sales we're gonna talk about today. Pretty even mix of the books and the not books. I think it's like 13 not books and 17 books coming up in this video. And yeah, so stick around for that because that's pretty much what I do. If you're new here, thank you for joining. And I buy stuff and sell it on eBay, mostly books, but I dabble in some other things as well. But I don't do any other kind of videos. I don't do garage sale videos or yard sale videos. Or I don't put the GoPros on at the Goodwill bins, you know, sort of looking at my hands, all of foolish backward and forward and violent oscillations that would at length be too violent for his coherency, and he would smash and be dead. There was no saving him. But there is, hopefully, saving. And so here we go. We're going to talk about some books. And then we're going to talk about some fun little thing that's happened to me related to the old reselling. And I'm also going to show you something I picked up at the Goodwill bins last weekend. And see what you think about it. Get your expert opinions on the matter. So we're going to delve into the books. These are, like I think I mentioned, it's 30 sales. This is from last November, the first half of November of 2024. And this was 13 not books and 17 books. And where we go. Are you ready? Okay, if there are no questions. Okay. The first one that sold, we have a mug. Hearth and Hand Magnolia Gray stoneware mug, sold for a whopping $5.60. And I will go from the least profitable to the most profitable to build up the excitement a little bit there. And then if we have a book after that, this was the SSAT upper level prep book from 21-22. Very surprised. Now this was in 24 that I sold this 2021-2022 book. Typically, I'm pulling some of those off the shelf when they get to be a few years old. I figured they wouldn't sell, and it didn't sell for much. It's only $8, but it did sell anyway. So some people are out there looking for the cheap way out and to get one that's a couple years old. The first hat that we sold was the Muir Woods strap back hat, Golden Gate National Parks from California. Sold for $8 as well. Then I did sell another plate. I wish people would buy more than one plate. Why is people buying just one? Maybe they're just replacing a broken one. But I have these like multiple quantities, you know, discount. If you buy more than, you know, 2, it's 3 or 4, it's a discount. But I've sold one salad plate, the Artemino Tuscan Countryside, sold for $10. And then another hat. This one is the Kauai Chickens Hawaii trucker hat, sold for $10. After that, we have a Sound of Music Intermediate Piano Duets, a book, sold for $10.80. I looked through it. I thought they looked pretty simple for something called intermediate, but oh well. And then the 2013 Camp Longhorn Indian Springs Yearbook. I found about 5 or 6 of these, listed all of them. This is the only one that's sold, but I came across a bunch of those. They're like middle school age Camp Longhorn, so I don't know who's going to be real interested in buying old ones of these, but somebody wanted one, so I'm hoping the rest of them will eventually sell. And then we had an illuminated I Ching, sold for $12. And then another hat, a Chevrolet car auto logo on a whatever hat. It's a Chevy hat, sold for $12 as well. Did I talk about this hat? I don't think I did. So this hat would be for sale for anyone that wants it. So if you would like this hat, this is the IDS, which apparently is the Independent Diving Services. And look at that logo. It's got this guy here. See him? He's holding a shield and a flag, and he's riding a shark, and the shark has like chains all around it, and he's in some kind of diving gear or something, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty nice, isn't it? Not necessarily an accurate reflection of the diving profession. But if it were, oh, if it only were, I'd be there. All right. So, this will be listed shortly. No matter what ridiculous and astronomical price I put on this hat, if you mention your viewer, it's yours for $5. Just say, give me $5 offer and say, I'm a viewer. It has to be typed out with the accent. I'm a viewer, like that, and then I'll give you the hat for $5. If you just say like I'm a viewer, then no. You have to say I'm a viewer, and then I'll do it. Moving on, we had a book, American Imperialism, a speculative essay. This is a first edition that sold for $12. And then another book, The Selected Works of Mao Zedong from 1967, sold for $12 as well. And then another Nota book. This were some poker chips, 60 Budweiser poker chips, 20 red, 20 white, 20 blue, and they sold for $14. I bought a big old bag of poker chips from the little thrift store over by the high school, and I lotted some of them up like this. And then some of them I'm trying to sell, not individually, but like groups of 5 with the different colors. So slowly selling a few of those. Then we had these vintage How and Why Wonder Books, set of 3, dinosaurs, coins, and currency, sold for $15. Then 1961 copy of The Analysis of Mind by Bertrand Russell, sold for $15.75. And then we're back to more dishes. A vintage teacup and saucer, gold-rimmed Lenox, sold for $16. And then a manufacturing processes, sold for $16 as well. Then Managing Emotional Mayhem. Emotional Mayhem was my band name in college, by the way. Emotional Mayhem. Managing Emotional Mayhem sold for $16. And then we had Soil Dynamics by Shamshir Prakash. Shamshir Prakash actually played drums for Emotional Mayhem before Pete Best took over. Sold for $17.60. Then we have somebody's opening and closing the garage door a bunch of times. I guess it's my daughter. British Aerospace Experimental Aircraft Program, sold for $20. And then, here's another hat, but this was a really cool hat. This was a maroon fedora, a maroon wool fedora. It's a men's hat by Stacey Adams. I almost said Stacey Abrams. It would be kind of cool if she was making hats. This is Stacey Adams brand of a maroon hat, sold for $20. And then I can hear my daughter. Can you hear her? Oh well, please excuse the noise. She's fine. The pickleball paddle sold for $22.40. No, you cannot escape pickleball. It is everywhere. Maybe that's what my daughter's doing in there right now, playing pickleball. Then we had The Past Through Tomorrow, Future History Stories by Robert Heinlein. Sold for $28 as well. We're getting pretty good. They had a pretty good average this time because we're already up to $28. And then, this was tragic. I sold 5 of these Chimay beer chalices. Aren't those beautiful glasses? For $32 for 5 of them. One of them got smashed in delivery. But the guy was so cool. He told me about it and kind of gave me some suggestions for wrapping up glassware. And then he didn't ask for a refund. I offered a refund, partial refund. And he said, no, it's okay. He thought that 4 of them for the price was pretty good. So I thought that was really cool, actually. I really appreciated that guy. The next one was a brown leather portfolio with Rawlings on it. Like Rawlings is in the baseball brand. Had just right across on the side, it just said Rawlings. And it's over $34. Got that at the Goodwill bins as well. And then a serving platter. So this is a pretty good one. This is by, and I have been corrected on my pronunciation. This is Dansk, as in you can Dansk if you want to. Sold for $45 for a 13-inch serving platter, a Dansk serving platter. And then a plush, a cheetah, a big old 36-inch cheetah plush. Sold for $52. I was surprised about that one. And the little thrift store by the high school sells plush for like a quarter a piece. So that was like 25 cents into $52. This next book was really nice. This was a Lifetime of Observations and Reflections by John Wooden, signed by John Wooden. It was on a a little plate, signed plate on the inside. But still, signed book by John Wooden. I thought that was awesome. $60 for that one. And then we had The Art and Science of Protective Relaying, sold for $60 as well. And then the last two, we had Serpientes de Costa Rica, The Snakes of Costa Rica, sold for $92. And the last one was The World Order, Our Secret Rulers. Conspiracy always sells $112.50. So 13 Naughty books for $281. That's a $21.61 average, which was slightly below my goal. And my goal was $21.61, and I got $21.61. So I did hit my goal. Yes! And my book goal was 17 books for $507.65, which is a $29.86 average, which is above the completely random and arbitrary figure of $25 that I consider a good sales period. So yay me! All right. Okay, a couple things. First of all, if you might recall, I mentioned a while back that I found a book. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it on here, called Sadaquain, Sketches and Drawings. 1966 book, published in Karachi, Pakistan. And I found out that it's pretty darn valuable. So the only thing that I could find when I researched it was a reference to it having sold at auction 2 or 3 years ago. And at that time, it sold for $650 or somewhere around there. So I put it up on eBay for like $750. But I also contacted the auction company that it sold at that time. It's called Story Ltd. Story Ltd. And asked if they would be interested in putting it up at auction again. And they were. I thought that was so cool. So they sent me a little contract. I signed it. They only charged a 5% commission, which I was expecting 20%. I didn't know. I'd never sold anything at a real auction before, but I was expecting more than 5%. And I shipped off the book, and it's going to go up for auction on April 25th. They do Friday auctions, and the TV just came on, and I don't know why, so we're going to turn it off. And it's haunted, yes. But Friday the 25th is going to go for auction, and hopefully it's going to make millions. So if you know anyone who's a big Sadaquain fan, let them know. I looked on Facebook and Twitter and just Googled it, like Sadaquain fan club, Sadaquain Foundation, and have emailed people there just letting them know that, hey, this book is coming up for sale. It's pretty rare, and hopefully it's going to sell for a lot of money. So, the other thing, which is kind of fun, last weekend I was at the Goodwill bins and came across a bunch of vintage Western books. These are not real valuable, but we got some, this is like the Winchester Quarantine right there, and Hunting Wolf These are like some from the 60s, early 70s, around there. We have, you know, The Savage Journey, Richard Weiler. This is Mongolia. That was not part of the Western lot right there, but someone's trying to sell that one for like $100 on eBay. So I don't know why. This is Mongolia. Someone thinks they're gonna get $100 for that, so I haven't decided what to price that one at. But anyways, these other ones, there's like 15, 23, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, like 22 Western books. Here we got Fiddlefoot. I had a bad case of Fiddlefoot once myself. You know, if you don't get Fiddlefoot taken care of, it can just make you go mad and lead to a life of violins. Oh, man. So, 24. There's 2 more over there. I'm probably going to put them up as a lot. And I don't know if I'll auction them or not. But I don't think any of them are worth a whole lot of money on their own. They're not in great shape. They're all in okay shape. But it's kind of fun just to see. That's the fun thing about the bins. Sometimes you'll just see a collection. Someone obviously collected these, had these, and they got donated. So you'll see that the same bins, there's a bunch of vintage 1960s psychiatry books. I picked all of those up as well. So I haven't listed them yet, but I'm trying to figure out what to do. But going through is like you see this woman's name written on the inside, and then I found a copy of her college thesis. And, you know, it's kind of their whole life. She went to, I think it was Texas Women's College, and found like the graduation program from like 1967 in the Texas Women's College. So that was cool. And finding her original thesis with like the handwritten signatures from professors in it. And then all of these psychiatry books that she had with her name written on the inside. But it's kind of a glimpse into someone's life. You know, someone had this life, they needed these books, they used these books, they had a career, and now it's gone. And there's some sadness to that, but it's also kind of cool as well. You don't know why they got donated, just don't need these anymore. Or did she pass away and the family got rid of it? Who knows? Same thing with all these Western books. Somebody collected these over probably a long period of time, enjoyed them, read them, then donated them. And now I am picking them up and hopefully getting them to someone else who can also enjoy them as well. So that's kind of the fun part of being a reseller. If you think of it like you're kind of doing a service for people, that maybe someone in eastern Montana would like these, and I found them in Texas. So I'm going to be able to get them to that person who wants them. That's the way I like to think about it, at least. Anyhow, that is going to be it for today. Right? I don't think I have to do anything else, do I? I'm going to try to post this up tomorrow, and then I'll try to do another video soon, and put that one up soon to get through November, December, and then catch up and at least get in the same calendar year that we're currently in before too long. So I hope that y'all are doing awesome and selling the heck out of a bunch of stuff. And I'll see you sooner rather than later. Adios.